Hello, welcome to Burning Waters of the Moon Tarot. My name is Desiree, and this is a tarot reading for the energy of Aries. I'm using 3 decks this series. I have the Mind's Eye Tarot by Olivia Rose. This is the Baroque Tarot by Lamucci. And here is an Oracle deck by Angelina Mirabito. And we will draw an oracle card at the end to sort of tie the reading in a nice little bow. All right, so as I said, this is for the energy of Aries, and you may or may not have a planet placed in the sign of Aries. However, you definitely have a house in the sign of Aries. So if you don't know what house you have in Aries, there is a link at the bottom of the description, and you can pull up a birth chart using your date, time, and location of birth. All right, so I'm going to do a nice split, and we will do a final shuffle after this split. And then I will draw 3 cards from this deck, and that's going to be our main energies that we will be working with. Okay. 2 of Swords in reverse, Air, the Empress. Wow, Major Arcana, that's such a good one. And then another Major Arcana, Temperance. Okay. Oh, I didn't realize. So, well, I guess we can stay here. So I usually have the bigger picture of me as I'm doing my little monologue, but I'm just going to leave that there. And we're just going to go with it. All right, so the Empress. So this is about caring for things. This is like that great mother, putting your energies into something so that it can grow, it can flourish, it can just be the best it can be by your loving care. We also have Temperance, which is a card of tempering, but it's a card of bringing things back into equilibrium, bringing them back into balance. It's also carries the energies of being able to go between the physical world and the spiritual world, right? Being able to go in between. Temperance has the emotional world as well. She has her one foot in water usually, and the other foot is on land. And so this is kind of being able to straddle both of those worlds. We've got the 2 of Swords in reverse here, so I kind of get the feeling that you are really wrestling with a situation, a decision that you're having to make. And the advice that's coming through here is that this decision, you're going to have to remember what your goal is. Remember what it is that you want to see grow. What projects do you have that you want to see come into fruition? What is it that you are putting your energy in, and what is that future goal for you? And there might be some kind of imbalance here with Temperance. So we're going to use I can't really see what the imbalance would be. We're going to use the Baroque Tarot. That was a semi-good shuffle to see what exactly is going on here. All right, Aries. So the Empress carries Venus energy. Temperance carries Aquarius energy. Okay, and Aquarius is an air card. And of course, 2 of Swords is air as well. All right, I don't remember if I did a split here. All right, 2 of Swords in reverse. The Sun. 7 of Pentacles. Temperance again. Okay. Wow. 4 Major Arcana so far. 5 with the Fool. Page of Cups. And then the Page of Swords. Interesting that both our air cards here are in reverse. Now, Page is Earth of Air, but he's still within the suit of air. Then we've got Judgment in reverse, King of Cups. I'm sorry, Knight of Cups in reverse. And then the Knight of Wands. Okay. Wow, lots to work with here. And you know, this is just like Aquarius's reading. Not just like Aquarius's reading, but Aquarius did have, what was it, 5 major arcana? You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wow. Okay. Let's see, where do I want to start? Okay, so with this indecision that you have, this thing that you're wrestling with your mind, that is what you're needing to temper. There is it's looking like this thing that you're wrestling with your mind, it's not quite the time for you to make the decision. Our 7 of Pentacles here is about patience and harvesting and stuff like that. You know, part of harvesting is knowing the right time to harvest, not harvesting too late, too soon. You know, taking care of land, cultivating it. And so what I'm seeing here is that it's not quite the right time for you to actually make this decision. And this temperance that we're seeing, let me see what this temperance has to say. We also have the Fool, Page of Cups, the Page of Sword in reverse. So I'm getting the feeling here that what needs to be tempered is probably your expectation of something versus what needs to happen, right? So maybe you're wanting to rush this a little too much because you kind of have your own timeline set. But what I'm seeing here is that you just kind of need to wait a little bit, and not really rush into things. And I think that's where your clarity is going to come in, is if you can kind of, you know, take a little bit of a chill pill and not be so anxious. My hair. Not be so anxious to get in there and kind of get it done. And it's looking like that clarity is going to come once you temper your desire to hurry and make this decision with the grounding energy of patience, right? It looks like you're just a little, you're wanting to work a little bit faster. You're wanting to harvest too soon is what it's looking like. And we do have this Knight of Wands here. So he is fire of fire, a very action-driven energy here. And he is directly in this column with Temperance, which is you really need to focus on tempering this mind decision that you're wanting to make. You need to slow it down. You need to ground yourself a little bit more. And not rush into things. And it's looking like this Judgment being in reverse and coupled with the Knight of Cups is you might be putting just a little too much emotion in this, and you might be sort of looking at this situation through the eyes of emotion, which is probably clouding your logic, your better judgment here. Now with the Empress, Page of Cups and the Fool. So the Fool, he, in the Page of Cups, these are very young energies, right? And that is good. You're wanting to get this situation kind of off the ground and get it moving. You're very passionate about it. You've done like your due diligence and you're ready to get it going. Actually, no. with this Page of Swords here, it's the due diligence. It's not quite in that state of ready for the trigger to be pulled. Okay, you do have that energy and that excitement. You have that desire, that that willingness to work hard and to put your full emotions into this, which is necessary to make something grow. You need that. You need to have that fresh energy to move, to go forward. You need to have that fresh energy to, you know, step off the cliff and take bits of risks here and there, and to get things moving. And you've got to have that desire. However, with this Page of Swords, it's seeming like the due diligence isn't quite there yet. It's not quite, the logic side of it hasn't quite been formulated into a way that it's going to actually work. So you're needing to just kind of pump the brakes a little bit. Okay, you're needing to just give it some time for things to play out a little bit before rushing into it. But you really need to not pump the brakes on pumping the brakes, if that makes any sense. You need to put in the energies to evening out this wantingness, this fight that's going on in your mind, and trying to harvest too soon. Okay, so you're having to chill your mind out a little bit with what is actually going on in the physical, what is actually happening in the physical. And that's what this Knight is telling you to do here. I hope that is making sense. It makes sense in my mind, but I'm the one thinking it. So but overall, I do see that what you are working towards, what you're putting your heart, your energy into, it is something that's going to work out if you can get this sort of wanting to jump off the cliff too soon, right? And just know that sometimes things aren't going to happen the way we want them to on our timeline. They're going to happen, you know, when everything is sort of worked up or worked in. It's going to synchronistically start to happen in ways where pieces just start falling in place. When we start to force it and we start to try to put our ego or our timelines into things, they kind of get all jumbled up and messed up. So just kind of take a step back a little bit, you know, temper that want and that need to kind of be in control and to try to make things happen as fast as they can. Just pump the brakes on that. But you need to put into action the pumping the brakes. All right. Don't say, well, let me just do this right now and then I'll pump the brakes after I do this. No. We need to pump the brakes right now. And perhaps that's just that will bring a little bit more clarity for you. Okay, so now I hope that all made sense. I'm having some deja vu right now. All right, so we're going to draw our oracle card. I don't know why maybe I should shuffle over here, right? Where I just got a little bit more cardless space. I wonder what that looks on camera, how that looks. Oh, well. Okay, just one more shuffle. There we go. All right, let's see what we have for you, Aries. Radical self-acceptance. You are perceived the way you perceive yourself. Maybe you're wanting to do things a little bit quicker because you are worried about the way that you look from others. You know, sometimes our ego, like I said, gets involved and it can kind of mess things up. That's just, I have no idea what this card means, but that's just kind of the thing that popped into my head. Okay, excuse me. I'm sorry I keep clearing my throat. Let me take a little bit of water. Okay, the relationship you have with yourself informs how you relate to others. The way you see yourself affects how you perceive others and assume how they see you. The expectations you place on yourself are reflected in the disappointments you experience from the judgments you make upon others. When we only accept the best part of ourselves, we mirror such conditional acceptance towards others and the world. Drawing this card calls for a time of deep reflection. List all of the things about yourself that you have ever wished to change. What is it about yourself that you were rejecting and why? Where did that story come from? Whose belief was it before yours? As you meditate on the answers to these questions, is it negative and oppressive energy that comes up for you? If so, that is okay. Breathe. Write a letter of gratitude to your shadow parts, letting them know you appreciate how they served you and stood by you the only way they knew how. Take them into your heart as they are and celebrate them. As you do this, notice whether any powerful or positive energy comes up for you. If so, breathe deeply into it. Allow all of the positive, compassionate, and loving energy to marinate through every atom of your body. To complete the healing process, make it a daily habit to give attention to all that you are as opposed to what you are not. The power of positive self-regard will propel you ever forward and dissolve the density of negativity. When we radically accept ourselves, we become luminous. When we force ourselves into shapes, roles, and pursuits that are not authentic, we compromise our true potential and radiance. The guardian encourages you to accept yourself totally and unconditionally open to fulfill your full potential. Live your bliss. Your light will illuminate how beautiful life is. Guardian's message. You accept, judge, and connect with others to the extent that you accept, regard, and connect with yourself. All right, so, I'm not quite sure how to relate this. This card really looks nice with this card. I'm just noticing that here. I do, when I saw this card, I kind of felt that you were not really accepting of, or you're trying to live up to others' expectations. And I can see that in this column right here, that you're trying to rush something. But let's not rush that. Let us just, like I said, slow it down a little bit, and temper our thoughts that we have about ourselves, the expectations we put on ourselves, the expectations that we think others put on us. Temper that with a little bit of patience, okay? And temper that with the love that we have for ourselves, the love that you have for yourself, and allow that to come through. And you don't have to prove yourself to anybody. It is very evident that you know what you're doing here. It's evidence that you have passion, creativity, and it's evident that you have the energy needed to fulfill that what you seek. So so you can do it, Aries. So just use a little bit of temperance, kind of slow your roll a little bit. All right, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next video. Take care.